right, hey everybody, welcome to Down Home Backyard Gardening. How many of you are planting tomatoes this spring? How many of y'all have tomato starts or seeds started right now? Now, how many of you all have basil planted right now? This video is going to be about companion planting. Tomato and basil go together like Batman and Robin. Let's grow. So what am I talking about Batman and Robin in regards to tomatoes and basil? When you are planting tomatoes, the biggest thing you want to do, besides planting them and getting them going and all the growing that goes with them, is protect them. You do not want this little punk right here to show up. This moth is the moth that lays the eggs for the tomato hornworm, which is this punk right here. You don't want that. You do not want those to show up. Trust me, they will decimate a tomato plant like that. So what can you do besides always being vigilant and looking and checking your plants? Plant companion plants that help each other. So basil, why is basil so important for tomatoes? You all know as well as I do, the smell of basil is strong. Now, if you plant basil all around your tomato plants, it helps mask the smell of the tomato plants from that moth. So it's beneficial in that way. And then it also, you got basil. Now what I'm going to do this year is I've got 5 or 6 different types of basil growing right now. And I'm going to plant it all around this garden. It's going to smell like Italy out here in about 2 or 3 months. I'm going to be basil crazy everywhere because I want to mask the smell of everything out here. I just want it to smell like basil. Keep all the moths and all the pests away. And that's what you want to do with your tomato plants for sure. You want to mask the smell of the tomato plant. Because for those of us that have planted a lot of tomatoes, you know that smell, that awesome tomato smell, you just recognize as soon as you smell it. So basil and tomatoes go hand in hand. Great companion plants. Also, throughout my tomato bed, which this entire bed right here is going to be my tomato bed, I'm going to build a massive trellis, a for real trellis this year. And that'll be a video coming up probably in about 3 weeks. Also, another great companion plant for tomatoes are radishes. If you let the radish go to flower, that's the important thing. Let it go to flower. It will bring in they will bring in parasitic wasps that will also help attack the pests. And that's what you want. You want to protect Batman from the penguin, you know, the Joker, the Riddler, all of them. You don't want any of the pests to come in and attack your tomato plants. So, companion plant. So for anyone who isn't familiar with companion planting, I highly recommend this book right here. I have literally read this book 4 times cover to cover, and every time I read it, I'm learning something new. I'm highlighting in here different things. I even did a book review of this book last year. And Brian from Next Level Gardening gave me permission to do it. And if you all have not read this book, or if you have a beginner gardener, or even a seasoned gardener, and they're not up to speed on companion planting, get this book. It is so easy to read. Very good book. But we all know that tomatoes are like the rock star of gardening. I'm not sure why. I guess just because it's such an amazing fruit to plant and to grow, and you can use tomatoes everywhere, and I'm sure that's why. But when you're planting your tomatoes, in this book, you can see it's so easy to read. You can see the companion plants that he recommends for tomatoes. And you cannot go wrong with this. Now, when he says carrots, that's if you let the carrots go to flower. Again, those will bring in parasitic wasps and beneficial insects to help get rid of the bad pests. But radishes, basil, carrots, great companion plants for tomatoes. So right now, if you all have tomato plants growing, your seed starts going, you're excited, we got spring coming up, because for me, I've got 3 weeks here in zone 9A before our last expected frost date of March 1st. So all of my stuff are going, and I've got the basil starting to grow right now also. So I'm excited, I'm ready, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for spring to get here. because this garden is very bare. I don't like how it looks. I'm ready to rock and roll. So that's the video. Real fast paced. There's not a whole lot that I can explain more than I just did. Plant basil with your tomatoes. And if you have radishes, like I've got wasabi radish that Baker Creek just sent me for free, that I'm going to plant all through the tomato bed and just let it go to flower like I did last year. There's no sense in wasting the seed when it can be beneficial to your plants. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have basil everywhere and radishes all through tomato bed. I highly recommend y'all do the same. And if anyone out there has another companion plant that they swear by for tomatoes, please put it in the comments. I would love to discuss it and share it with everybody here on this channel. All right, everybody, so that's the video. I hope y'all got something out of it. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. So everyone, have a blessed day. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all again real soon. Bye. Man, it's a hot day today, boy. Lord. All right, hey everybody, welcome. Oh, I hate mint. I was filming this. All right, so it's strong. Now, if you plant basil all around your tomato plants, that helps create a force field. A force field. If you plant basil all around, carrots go to flower, again, those will bring in parasitic wasps and beneficial